everybody. Well, welcome to the very first episode of Art and Hearts. That's right. And I am your host today and your art teacher, Miss Smith. And today's episode, I'm going to show you how you can make a heart with the American flag. 4th of July is coming up, right? And this is such a great way to celebrate our country, to celebrate and love, and to celebrate hearts, because you know we're all about art and hearts here. So you see here, this is something I'll show you. We have the flag, we have the stars, we have the stripes. I have a question for some of you. You don't have to answer me now, but how many stripes are on the American flag? Something to think about, okay, before the 4th of July. I'll get back to you at the end of this episode, and I might just tell you the answer, but maybe you'll tell me. So again, stay tuned on how to make the American flag heart. Art and Hearts. Great. All right, so now we are at the painting part. I'm going to begin my painting, and you'll notice I'm speeding up this part, obviously, just so we can make this video. Yeah, it gets a little boring seeing me just paint every single detail, and so I'm just speeding up this part, and I'm painting the blue part of the flag right now, kind of like a square. Well, it is that part of the flag, and I also what I do with my paints. I'll just put them in those metal containers that had cat food at one point. So I'm just reusing those, putting the paint in there, and I just put saran wrap to then seal it to preserve it so the paint does not dry out. So a very inexpensive way of keeping my paints from drying out. Okay, so here I've got the lines that I'm making, the stripes, the red stripes. I don't have room to make 13, but that's okay. That part is not as important. I mean, it's still great, but also my detail of the lines, they don't have to be perfect. I'm not trying to be a perfectionist with this. It's just the overall effect of having the flag, and because I'll be cutting it up later, kind of in the shape of the hands. You'll see with my hands in the shape of a heart. And now I have to let it dry before I can do the stars on. So, and then once it's dry, as it is right now, I'm going to start putting the stars on. And this part again can be, the perfection part is not as important. And in this case, I'm doing more than 13 stars. I've got the space, so I'm just kind of going for it, but you get the idea. And I know it's very tempting to kind of want to make the stars perfect. But when you see the final result, you'll kind of understand that is not as important. And then you'll notice on the table, I have the table that I'm working with. I have saran wrap there. And I put that down just so that no paint because I'm working with acrylics, so that's permanent paint. You do not have to work with acrylics. You can work with any kind of paint you want. But I'm putting saran wrap on there just to protect the paint from getting on the table. And it's just a great way. And I actually just take it off and I put it back on when I want to work. I don't just throw it away, just a great way of recycling. And you'll notice that I also work with water, right? Because acrylics, just like watercolor, they require some water. So those jars, I have a jar of water right there, and that's just an empty jelly can. And I just now reuse that for our paint container for the water, which is great. I try to recycle as much as possible. So we're almost done, and then we'll get to our ending. And let's see, yeah, nice and dry. So now what we're gonna do, this is the part we're gonna finishing it up. I know it's upside down for you to see, but that's the way I'm working. If you only saw my tripod right now. Okay, so we are going to fold it like this, with the flag parts kind of like over here, facing towards me. Just fold it like that. Very good. Yep. And now what we're going to do, we're going to take our hand and we're going to try to outline our hand just like this. And what I'm doing is I'm connecting my thumb and my index finger right here, okay? We want them to touch at the tip, just like that. And we want it to make like a heart. You see that? Okay. Kind of like, yeah, kind of like this. Exactly like that, okay? So I'll take a crayon or whatever you want to outline your hand with, right? And my surface is a little bumpy because of the saran wrap, so I think it's not perfect fingers, but that's okay. All right, yeah, that's good. So I'm just gonna kind of go like that part to there. Got paint on this, All right. And now I'm going to take this part and I'm gonna cut here, okay? Okay, and then I'm gonna cut between these two parts, okay? I'm not gonna separate that. I'm gonna just cut this part right here. And we should hopefully get a heart. Okay, very good. Right. And then I'm gonna do this part. Got a little messy with the paint. So glad I used saran wrap. Didn't get on my table, the paint. I'm gonna take, and it's a little hard to cut just because the paint dried a little bit and it kind of got a little bubbly or a little crinkled up a little bit. So it's a little hard to cut that way, but that's okay. It should be okay. There we go. Almost there. Great. Doing super. Okay, let me remove this, and hopefully what we have is what I'm hoping. Okay, we should, hopefully, if all works out well. A heart. Oh, yay, it worked out, yay. You see that? Oh, how wonderful. Let me remove this part. Get rid of the little scrap, and voila. Oh my goodness. That is the 4th of July heart flag. Art and Hearts. Oh, great job, guys. Very nice. Your little heart? Bravo. Well done. Welcome back, everybody, to Art and Hearts with Miss Smith. So I hope you enjoyed the demo that I showed you on how to make your very own Heart American flag. Yeah, that's right. You use your hands, and this is such a great way. You can put this on your wall, you can put this outside. Such a great piece of artwork to celebrate the 4th of July or to give to somebody. So that question, the original question, how many stripes are on the American flag? And as a bonus, how many stars are on the American flag? That's right, you got it correct, 13. So anyways, I hope you enjoy your 4th of July. Until next time, remember, I'll bring the art, you bring the hearts. Bye, everybody.